Hey everyone, Ben here. It's our first race in the new Turn LMP3 Fixed Trophy on iRacing. The Ligier JS P320 is a brand new car to the sim, and it's in equal parts exciting and challenging to drive. In my running so far, there's been huge accidents all over the place. Let's see if we can survive this one. Right then, we're in a 2.2k strength of field here, starting P11, waiting for the green lights as we climb the hill here at Oulton Park, and we are away. Now then, this is a very challenging circuit to be debuting these new prototype cars, and it's going to be perilous on this opening lap. We're on the inside, we get a little tap on the outside. It looks like we're going to be side by side as we barrel down the hill into the middle section of the lap for the first time. I'm going to have to give the guy on my inside space, and yes, he's through. That's Alex Sharon, and he will have taken P11 from us, and now I've got Luke Towler challenging me down the inside as well. That's going to put him on the inside through the very fast left hand kink here. I get out of it because I really don't want to go side by side through that part of the circuit, but I'm pretty frustrated in the cockpit. I've lost 2 places and we're not even halfway through this opening lap. I'm going to try my best to get back up in towards the top 10 before the end of this lap. We've got to lock up through the chicane as we come through, and we're going to exit side by side with Towler. Again, a small bit of contact as we come down the back straight. No right-hander here to get into the chicane. It's just a very fast right-hander at the end of the straight. Side by side, we're going to be brave. We go side by side through there. Incredibly, we've both made it through. 2 more cars behind us are now wanting to get involved as well. We're climbing up the hill, very nearly forced off to the right hand side, but we've made that position stick through the double right hander. We were able then to consolidate ourselves, probably I think back up into 12th position. Let's see it again on the replay, down the inside of Towler. That was very, very brave. Good racing from everybody to not end up in the barrier. And then we all held our nerve as we climbed the hill. 4 cars vying over the same piece of track. We come out on top, for now at least. On to lap 2 then, and we're trying to close in on Sasha Ridelli up ahead. We've got a second gap back to Luke Towler. We are indeed in 12th position, so we've lost 1 spot off our starting position, but the race is hopefully beginning to settle down just a little bit, and I've got to say I am loving this new LMP3 car in iRacing. Hugely challenging in many ways on the brakes, on turn in. It's got bags of power on exit as well, but when you get used to the car, when you get used to how it likes to be handled, it's exhilarating. But enough of that for now. Look up the road, somebody's going slow. That's Jonathan Moore on the right hand side. He was the pole position man. Clearly he's had an incident. He's slow out of the corner. We're going to be alongside him and clean pass, so that'll be me back up into P11. But what happened to Jonathan Moore? Here he is, beginning lap 3 under no real pressure. He's lost it into T1 and a heavy shunt into the barriers. That will essentially be his race over. On to lap 5 then, and we're coming through the tight chicane once more, and we are within a second of Ridelli up ahead. I've been putting on good pressure, but look in the rear view mirror. Carlos Brandao started back down the field, but as a 2.6k rated driver, he's made his way right the way up into P12 already, and I'm going to be coming under pressure from behind before too long. I've already clocked him in my mirrors. A small mistake coming through the double right hander there. I'm slightly wide on the second apex. Look at the exit speed that Brandao's got. He's closing right in as we come through to the final corner. Puff of smoke up ahead. Someone is off in the gravel trap, but I've got a car down my inside. Contact as Brandao tried to make the pass. We're side by side on corner exit as we come along to start lap 6. He's going to have the high ground for T1 here, and there's not going to be much I can do at this point but concede the position. In any case, he does have more underlying speed, but who was that going off into the barrier? It's Alejandro Solozabal, and he's just going to get the car stopped. A light bit of contact, but he will resume racing. I had my hands full trying to defend from the driver behind, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do it. We came out onto the start-finish straight side by side, but he had the high ground for T1, and I have to settle in behind Brandao and hope that maybe he can pull me closer to the cars up ahead. On to lap 8 then, and so far that plan hasn't really worked out. I've had a couple of scrappy laps and I've dropped back just a little bit from the cars up ahead. It feels like it's going to take a mistake to get me back into this one, and look up ahead, a puff of smoke, and there's a car rejoining, but actually I think it's the car on the right hand side, Patazzo, that's made the big mistake. Let's take a look back on a replay to see exactly what played out there then. This is Patazzo we're following in the lead of this pack. He's in P3 at this point, and he just cooks it too hot into that right-hander. He's able to slow it down, does clip the barrier, and is able to rejoin, but that's a big mistake and probably cost him any chance of a podium. We rejoin the live action then on lap 9. That's Rodelli up ahead once again, and we now are in the top 10. But as we come through the left-hander, I'm going to get the call from the spotter that another driver is off to the right-hand side. That's Bertoletti, and he has come a cropper through the left-hander. Let's see it again, and once more, it's just a driver getting in too hot and then unable to control the car through the corner. Spins out, very lucky not to collect other drivers. And then, would you believe it, both of those drivers would have independent accidents in the same corner. So their recovery drives to try and get back past me ended just another lap later. That allowed me then the time and the space to get after Rodelli, and that's what I spent the next couple of laps doing, trying to put the pressure on and see if I can't get further up into the top 10. We rejoin that chase then on lap 13. We're coming through to the final stages of the race. The gap has hovered between 0.5 seconds and a second, and I'm now just trying as best I can to get up as close as I can to Rodelli to see if there isn't some kind of opportunity to get up into 8th position before the end of this race. We're coming through the hairpin then, and he's wide, he's up on the curbs. Oh no, I'm gonna have to get out of the way, and we've span it, and we're into the barrier. I can't believe it. There was just no time to react, and actually, because of the way that Rodelli span, as we'll see on the replay here, yes, they hold the brakes, but unfortunately that parked the car in the middle of the track. It's so narrow here at Oulton Park. I had to get onto the grass, and as soon as I did, I couldn't keep control. That is just so unfortunate, and all of our good work from the race so far undone. I was able to get the car going again. We dropped down into 12th position, and we're now on the final lap of the race. That's where we're going to come home. So we salvaged something from it. It's not a disastrous result based on our iRating and the strength of field. You can see that from the results there up on screen. But I can't lie, I've come away from this race feeling pretty disappointed. I think in the end, it's just one of those which you have to chalk up to bad luck. There wasn't much I could have done differently there, I don't think, given the way that that accident played out. The big story though, coming out of this first week of the new iRacing season, is that I think iRacing have an absolute winner on their hands with this LMP3 car. I can totally see it becoming as iconic as the Porsche Cup and the Formula 3 in the sim, and that spells good news for the season ahead. I will see you on the next one.